Welcome to New Caledonia. New Caledonia, a paradise where French elegance meets Melanesian soul. Hidden between Australia and Fiji, this Pacific gem is home to the world's largest lagoon, teeming with a vibrant kaleidoscope of coral and marine life. From its untouched islets and sacred tribal lands to the rugged red earth landscapes and shimmering turquoise waters, this island is more than just a dream. It's a destination waiting to be discovered. As we set off on a journey through New Caledonia's most breathtaking wonders, we'll uncover hidden coves, explore ancient traditions, and dive into the unparalleled beauty of this extraordinary land. But before we begin, let's take a moment to experience the magic of this island paradise. New Caledonia cradles the world's largest lagoon, a vast aquatic wonderland spanning over 24,000 square kilometers. This UNESCO World Heritage Site protects an underwater realm where more than 9,000 marine species thrive among pristine coral gardens. The Barrier Reef, stretching 1,500 kilometers, creates a natural fortress, second in length only to Australia's Great Barrier Reef. This immense, crystal-clear lagoon offers a sanctuary for endangered species like sea turtles and dugongs, while vibrant coral reefs shelter a kaleidoscope of tropical fish. Whether by boat, snorkel, or dive, exploring New Caledonia's lagoon reveals a hidden paradise untouched by time. This French overseas territory floats in the Pacific like a jewel, just 1,200 kilometers east of Australia. Despite its modest size, roughly the area of New Jersey, it harbors astonishing biological diversity. Nearly 80% of its plant species exist nowhere else on Earth, a testament to its 80 million year isolation since breaking from ancient Gondwana. Towering Araucaria pines, prehistoric ferns, and endemic orchids flourish across its landscapes, from lush rainforests to arid red earth plains. Scientists continue to uncover new species in this living laboratory, reinforcing New Caledonia's status as a global biodiversity hotspot unlike anywhere else in the world. The endemic kagoo bird embodies New Caledonia's unique evolution. Unable to fly and with a bark-like call resembling a dog, this critically endangered national symbol appears on everything from currency to official emblems. Preferring the dense rainforests, it moves stealthily on foot, using its keen senses to hunt insects and small prey. With fewer than 1,000 remaining in the wild, each sighting becomes a moment of privilege. Conservation efforts aim to protect this extraordinary species, whose survival is intricately linked to the preservation of New Caledonia's forests, an irreplaceable part of the island's natural and cultural heritage. Nouméa's Anse Vata Beach. Soft morning light paints the sky in shades of pink and gold as Anse Vata Beach awakens with the tide. This lively shoreline is the beating heart of Nouméa, where gentle waves kiss the powdery white sand and the day begins in perfect harmony. Locals stroll along the waterfront, while early risers take to the lagoon, gliding across its glassy surface. Framed by swaying palms and bustling cafes, this vibrant coastal escape blends city energy with island serenity, making it a favorite spot to soak in the beauty of New Caledonia's capital. The sand here feels almost otherworldly, softer somehow, as if designed specifically for bare feet. French families spread colorful towels beside Kanak fishermen preparing their outrigger canoes, a living portrait of the territory's dual heritage. Children build sandcastles while elders share stories, their words carried by the salt-tinged breeze. What makes this stretch of coastline extraordinary isn't just its natural beauty, but the perfect harmony between wild and civilized. The beach remains untamed enough to feel authentic, yet offers the comforts of nearby cafes serving rich espresso and fresh croissants with a Pacific twist. As afternoon arrives, the calm waters transform into a playground of motion and color. Windsurfers glide across the surface like tropical birds, their sails catching the trade winds that blow steadily from November through March. Paddleboarders venture further out, occasionally gasping as sea turtles swim beneath their boards. The beach curves gently for nearly 2 kilometers, embracing the bay like a mother's arms. At its southern end, a rocky outcrop provides natural pools for children to explore, while the northern stretch offers uninterrupted views toward the open Pacific. Local surfer Mathieu has ridden these waves for 20 years. This beach changes personality with each season, he reveals. During summer, it's gentle and welcoming. In winter, when the trade winds pause, the water becomes so clear you can count sand grains at 3 meters deep. For those seeking the insider experience, visit on weekday mornings when the beach belongs almost exclusively to locals. Stay at the nearby Le Méridien for sunset views that transform the lagoon into liquid gold. And don't miss dinner at Le Roof restaurant built on stilts over the water, where spinner dolphins sometimes leap between courses, as if choreographed for your pleasure. When was the last time nature and luxury danced so perfectly together? Here, that harmony happens every day. Tjibaou Cultural Center, rising from earth toward sky, a series of wooden structures curve like massive sails caught in an eternal wind, or perhaps ancient spirits frozen in their ascent to the heavens. The Tjibaou Cultural Center doesn't simply occupy space, it commands it, transforming the landscape into something between architecture and sculpture. This isn't your average museum or cultural center. Designed by Italian architect Renzo Piano to honor Jean-Marie Tjibaou, a Kanak independence leader whose vision was to celebrate his people's heritage while embracing modernity, the center stands as a physical manifestation of cultural revival. The 10 pavilions, reminiscent of traditional Kanak huts yet distinctly contemporary, soar nearly 30 meters skyward. Built using Iroko wood that will gradually weather to match the surrounding pine trees, the structures appear to be in constant dialogue with the landscape. Wind passes through carefully designed slats, creating a subtle music that changes with the seasons. The building breathes with the land, explains Marie, a cultural guide whose grandfather helped advise on the center's creation. When the southeast wind blows, stand inside the tallest pavilion and close your eyes. You'll hear what our ancestors heard the voice of the island itself. Inside, New Caledonia's largest collection of Kanak and Pacific Islands art tells stories spanning thousands of years. Intricately carved wooden masks watch visitors with ancient eyes, their expressions unchanged by centuries. Traditional bamboo flutes and percussion instruments sit silent in displays, yet somehow you can almost hear their melodies echoing through the halls. Outside, paths wind through meticulously planned gardens showcasing plants used for medicine, food, and ceremony since time immemorial. The trail of totems guides visitors through symbolic representations of Kanak clans, each carrying meanings that extend beyond artistic appreciation. The center regularly hosts cultural performances where the power of Kanak dance brings ancient traditions to life. Movements that might appear simple at first reveal themselves as complex expressions of history, spirituality, and communal identity, each gesture carrying the weight of generations. Visit on Tuesday afternoons for half-price guided tours led by members of local tribes. As the sun begins its descent, the wooden structures catch the gold. Heart of Voh. Some wonders are invisible from the ground, revealing themselves only to those who seek a higher perspective. The Heart of Voh isn't something humans designed or built, it's nature's own masterpiece, a perfect heart-shaped clearing in the middle of dense mangrove swamp. This natural formation gained worldwide fame when photographer Jan Arthus Bertrand captured it for his celebrated Earth from Above collection. Now it draws travelers from across the globe, all hoping to witness this natural love letter written on the landscape itself. The heart spans approximately 150 meters across and forms a flawless, symmetrical shape. Scientists believe the unique pattern emerged from a combination of mangrove die-off and regrowth in an area where freshwater meets saltwater. Whatever the scientific explanation, the result feels almost too perfect to be coincidental, as if the island itself is expressing something profound about its identity. The only way to truly appreciate this wonder is from above. Helicopter tours depart from the nearby town of Kone, offering approximately 30 minutes of flight time. Skilled pilots know exactly when to tilt the aircraft for the perfect photograph. Go in the morning when the light brings out the striking contrast between the heart and surrounding emerald green mangroves. Local pilot Marie Claire has been flying tourists over the heart for 15 years. Everyone reacts differently, she shares with a knowing smile. Some people burst into tears, others propose marriage. One elderly man scattered his wife's ashes here because seeing this heart had been her final wish. The formation changes subtly with seasons and tides. During the wet season from December to March, its edges grow softer as water levels rise. In the dry months, the heart's definition becomes more pronounced against the darker vegetation. From the ground, the area appears as nothing more than an ordinary mangrove forest. Local fishermen navigated these waters for generations without knowing what lay hidden in plain sight above them. It wasn't until aerial photography revealed the heart that even residents understood what treasure their island held. This heart isn't just a fascinating photo opportunity, it has become an unofficial symbol of New Caledonia itself, featured on postcards, tourism materials, and even local artwork. What other natural formation so perfectly captures the feeling of falling in love with a place? Isle of Pines. Powdery white sands meet the shimmering turquoise waters of the Isle of Pines, a place so breathtaking it feels almost otherworldly. Hidden beyond a forest of towering columnar pines, this secluded paradise holds a secret untouched by time. Gentle waves lap against the shore while sunlight dances across the lagoon, creating a mesmerizing display of blues and greens. Unlike anywhere else in New Caledonia, this tranquil retreat blends raw natural beauty with an undeniable sense of serenity, making it a destination that lingers in the heart long after the journey ends. The journey to the natural pool begins with a 20-minute walk through ancient forest. Massive columnar pines, Araucaria columnaris, tower overhead, their perfectly straight trunks rising 60 meters toward the sky. These living fossils have remained virtually unchanged for 200 million years. The path narrows as it winds between massive roots. The forest seems to close in around you, and just when you wonder if you've taken a wrong turn, the trees part to reveal pure enchantment. Imagine a natural swimming pool formed by volcanic rock formations, filled with water so extraordinarily clear it appears almost invisible. The sandy bottom reflects sunlight upward, creating an otherworldly blue glow that seems to emanate from within the water itself. Hundreds of tropical fish, clownfish, angelfish, butterfly fish, parrotfish glide through the transparent medium, completely unafraid of human visitors. The first time I brought my daughter here, recalls local guide Philippe, she asked if someone had put the fish here for tourists. She couldn't believe something so perfect could be natural. I told her this is what the world looked like before humans changed it. The pool remains pleasantly warm year-round, heated by the sun and protected from ocean currents by its natural rock enclosure. Floating here feels like suspended animation somewhere between swimming and flying, with nothing but crystalline water between you and the kaleidoscope of marine life below. Early morning offers the most magical experience before day trippers arrive from Nouméa. Bring reef shoes to protect your feet from occasional sharp rocks and your own snorkel gear for the best experience. The small entrance fee goes directly to the local Kanak tribe, who have protected this treasure for generations. A weathered sign at the entrance displays the Kanak word oro, meaning welcome, but also respect. It's a gentle reminder that you're entering not just a beautiful place, but a sacred one. The tribe believes the spirits of their ancestors reside in these waters, keeping the pool pristine through the centuries. When was the last time a swim changed your understanding of what nature can create? Here, that transformation happens with every visit. Ouvéa Island Beach. 22 kilometers of uninterrupted white sand, bordered by coconut palms on one side and water in impossible shades of blue on the other. This isn't an artist's idealized painting or a desktop wallpaper, it's Ouvéa Island, rightfully nicknamed the closest island to paradise. The first thing that strikes visitors is the sheer emptiness of this magnificent beach. Unlike the famous shores of the Mediterranean or Caribbean, here you might walk for an hour and encounter no one but the occasional hermit crab, leaving intricate patterns in the sand. The solitude isn't just possible, it's almost guaranteed. The sand here differs from what you might find elsewhere, impossibly fine and brilliantly white, made from crushed coral that never heats up even under the midday sun. It squeaks softly beneath your feet, a sound locals call the whisper of pearls. The water shifts between 20 different shades of blue, from pale turquoise near the shore to deep cobalt, where the reef drops into the abyss. Our island doesn't need entertainment or distractions, explains Elder Waimalo, whose family has lived on Ouvéa for generations. The beauty is so complete that anything added would only diminish it. Our ancestors understood this, so they left it as perfect as they found it. The people of Ouvéa are primarily Melanesian with Polynesian influences, their unique cultural blend evident in their crafts, language, and cuisine. In the small villages dotting the coastline, life moves at its own unhurried rhythm. Fishermen still use techniques passed down through generations, setting out in traditional outrigger canoes as the sun rises. The island's history contains both beauty and pain. In 1988, political tensions led to a hostage crisis and subsequent military operation that left 19 Kanak independence activists dead. A memorial now stands as a solemn reminder of the complex journey toward reconciliation that continues today. For travelers seeking authentic experiences, stay at one of the small family-run gîtes, lodges, rather than larger resorts. The Lulu tribe's accommodations offer simple but comfortable rooms with verandas facing the lagoon, where home-cooked meals feature fresh-caught fish prepared with coconut milk and local herbs. Getting to Ouvéa isn't simple a flight from Nouméa to the small island airstrip, or a combination of flights and boats depending on your starting point, but this journey acts as a filter, ensuring that only travelers who truly seek paradise make the effort to find it. Isn't that the hallmark of all truly special places, that they require something of us before revealing their treasures? Hienghène's Brooding Hen Rock. Some landscapes seem to belong in fantasy films or dreams rather than reality. Rising dramatically from Hienghène's tranquil bay, a massive limestone formation towers above the water like a giant prehistoric bird turned to stone, forever watching over her clutch of eggs. La Poule Couveuse. The Brooding Hen Rock has been sculpted by millions of years of wind, rain, and tidal forces into an unmistakable silhouette that sparks immediate recognition. From certain angles, you can clearly see the hen's head, body, and the rounded eggs she eternally protects. Our ancestors believed these rocks were once living creatures, explains local Kanak guide Jean-Marie, whose family has lived in Hienghène for countless generations. The story says they were warriors transformed to stone for breaking tribal taboos. The rocks remind us that nature deserves our respect. Nearby, the Idyllic Cliffs rise dramatically from the water, imposing black limestone towers resembling an ancient fortress wall. Together with the brooding hen, they create one of New Caledonia's most photographed landscapes, yet one that relatively few international travelers ever witness in person. The area holds deep significance in New Caledonia's recent history as well. Hienghène was home to Jean-Marie Tjibaou, the independence leader whose name graces Nouméa's cultural center. His village still maintains traditional customs, where visitors can experience authentic Kanak hospitality after obtaining permission from tribal elders. For photographers, the magic hour comes at sunset, when the rocks glow warm orange against the darkening sky. Small boats take visitors close to the formations. Local guides offer tours that combine geological explanations with Kanak mythology, creating a richer understanding of how these landmarks shaped cultural identity through millennia. The bay surrounding these formations teems with marine life. Snorkeling reveals colorful coral gardens inhabited by tropical fish, while lucky visitors might spot sea turtles gliding gracefully through the clear waters. Traditional fishing is still practiced here using methods unchanged for centuries. These ancient sentinels have stood watch through eons of human history, yet they appear different every hour as light and shadow play across their weathered surfaces. Have you ever encountered a landscape that feels alive, watching you as much as you watch it? Here, that sensation becomes undeniable. Blue River Park. Deep in New Caledonia's southern province lies a river that seems to defy the laws of nature. Water so intensely blue, it appears as if someone has poured liquid sapphire through the ancient forest. Blue River Park protects some of the island's most precious natural treasures across 9,000 hectares of wilderness. Here walks the kagoo, a strange, nearly flightless bird found nowhere else on Earth. With its haunting dog-like bark and distinctive punk rock crest of feathers, this critically endangered national symbol epitomizes New Caledonia's unique evolutionary path. The kagoo evolved without natural predators, explains Park Ranger Thomas, who has worked here for 12 years. When humans brought dogs and cats to the island, the bird had no instinct to flee. We've created this sanctuary to give them a fighting chance for survival. The ancient kauri trees will make you feel insignificant in both size and lifespan. Some have stood for over 1,000 years, their massive trunks growing to 3 meters in diameter and stretching 40 meters toward the sky. Stand quietly beside one and contemplate all it has witnessed since before human history was recorded in this part of the world. But the true star attraction is the river itself. Mineral deposits in the riverbed create its supernatural blue color, which shifts with changing light throughout the day. The color is so vibrant it almost hurts your eyes, especially when contrasted with the deep green of the surrounding forest. Rent mountain bikes to explore the park's extensive trail network, or join a guided kayak tour to experience the river up close. The Visitor Center provides detailed maps highlighting the best spots to glimpse the shy kagoo. Early morning offers your best chance at spotting this living treasure. During the rainy season from December to March, the blue intensity deepens as mineral concentrations increase. In drier months, the river becomes clearer, revealing fascinating rock formations and occasional freshwater eels gliding along the bottom. The park's more remote sections contain maquis mining vegetation, unusual plant species that have evolved to thrive in soil so rich in metals it would poison most other plants. These botanical marvels represent some of the most specialized plant adaptations on Earth. Park Ranger Jerome, who has dedicated 20 years to protecting this ecosystem, shares a perspective gained from decades of observation. Most national parks preserve what humans haven't changed. This park preserves what humans are trying to save before it's lost forever. What might disappear from our world if places like this weren't protected? Amedee Lighthouse Island. A slender white tower rises from a tiny tropical island, surrounded by water in impossible shades of blue. The Amedee Lighthouse stands 56 meters tall, but the story behind it stretches even further. Built in Paris in 1862 during the reign of Napoleon III, the entire iron structure was dismantled piece by piece, loaded onto ships, and transported halfway around the world. Every one of its 1,265 steps and metal components was meticulously numbered and catalogued before being reassembled on this tiny islet. The process took nearly 3 years, a 19th century engineering marvel that still functions perfectly today. Imagine undertaking such a project in an era before modern construction equipment, marvels historian Pierre, who has studied the lighthouse for decades. Every piece had to be brought ashore by small boats, then assembled using block and tackle systems. The precision required was extraordinary. The lighthouse still performs its original function, warning ships away from the treacherous reef that surrounds New Caledonia. Climb the 247 spiral steps to the top for a breathtaking 360-degree view that stretches beyond the reef to the open Pacific. On clear days, you can see the mountains of Grande Terre rising in the distance. The small island surrounding the lighthouse packs more experiences than seem possible for its modest size. Snorkel just meters from shore in a marine reserve teeming with tropical fish, rays, and sea turtles. Watch for the distinctive tricot rayé sea snakes with their banded black and white pattern. These docile creatures are found almost nowhere else on Earth. Daily excursions from Nouméa include a 30-minute ferry ride, traditional Kanak dance performances, and a buffet lunch featuring local specialties. Book the Wednesday tour to avoid weekend crowds, and be sure to catch the coconut husking demonstration, where locals show techniques passed down through generations. Maré, who has run the small gift shop for over 30 years, has observed countless visitors. People arrive for the lighthouse, she says with a knowing smile, but they leave remembering the color of the water. Some things cannot be captured in photographs or described in words, they must be experienced. The island also plays an important role in marine conservation. Researchers monitor the surrounding reef health, and educational programs teach visitors about the fragile ecosystem. Sea turtle nesting sites are carefully protected during breeding season. Isn't it strange how we can travel so far to climb high, only to be most impressed by the beauty that lies below? At Amedee Island, this paradox unfolds every day. Bourail's Roche, Percée Beach. Where wild meets refined, where cattle country meets coral reef. Bourail's Roche Percée Beach feels like several worlds colliding in the most magnificent way possible. The main attraction is the pierced rock itself, a massive natural stone arch carved by centuries of relentless waves. Framing the turquoise lagoon beyond, it creates a window to the Pacific that has become one of New Caledonia's most photographed natural wonders. During king tides and storms, waves crash through the opening with spectacular force, demonstrating nature's ongoing sculpture work. Just offshore stands the equally impressive Bonhomme de Bourail, a rock formation bearing an uncanny resemblance to a human figure standing guard over the bay. Local legend says it's a tribal chief turned to stone while waiting for his son to return from fishing during an ancient storm. This beach holds secrets beneath its sand. Between November and March, endangered loggerhead and green sea turtles haul themselves ashore under the cover of darkness to lay their eggs in carefully dug nests. Join a guided turtle watching tour. The entrance fees support conservation efforts protecting these ancient mariners who have followed the same nesting routes for millennia. Each female turtle returns to the same beach where she was born, explains marine biologist Sylvie, who leads conservation efforts here. They navigate thousands of kilometers of open ocean using the Earth's magnetic field, only to return to this exact stretch of coast. It's one of nature's greatest navigational feats. The town of Bourail itself offers a unique cultural blend found nowhere else in New Caledonia. French colonial influence meets traditional Kanak culture, with an unexpected twist: genuine cowboy heritage. The region hosts New Caledonia's annual rodeo, where French-speaking cowboys compete in events that would look at home in the American West or Australian outback. For travelers seeking luxury with a wilderness edge, the nearby Sheraton Diva Resort offers 5-star accommodations with architecture inspired by traditional Kanak buildings. Their restaurant serves beef from local ranches alongside just-caught seafood, a perfect metaphor for Bourail's dual identity. Local surfer Pascal has ridden waves here for 30 years and knows every mood of this coastline. This beach changes personality with every tide, every season, every storm, he says, gazing toward the horizon. I've spent my life here and still haven't fully known her. Don't some places keep parts of themselves secret, no matter how long we stay? Lifou Island's Jokin Cliffs. The sound reaches you first, a deep rhythmic boom as powerful waves crash against sheer limestone walls. The Jokin Cliffs on Lifou Island rise 40 meters straight up from the ocean, creating one of the most dramatic coastlines you'll ever witness. Standing at the cliff edge induces that delicious vertigo that comes from being somewhere truly spectacular. The ocean stretches endlessly before you, transforming from transparent turquoise near the shore to deep cobalt as it deepens beyond the reef. On clear days between July and September, you might spot humpback whales migrating past with their calves, breaching in the distance. Lifou itself feels like stepping back in time. As part of the Loyalty Islands, it maintains stronger traditional Kanak customs than the main island. Villages here still organize around customary tribal structures, where chiefs make decisions that affect daily life and ancestral connections to specific lands remain paramount. Our island has faced many pressures to develop like the main island, explains tribal elder Waka. But we chose a different path. We limited hotels. We kept our customs strong. We protected our reefs. The result is what you see, a place that still resembles the world our grandparents knew. The island's interior holds another treasure: vanilla plantations producing some of the world's finest beans. Follow your nose to small family farms where vanilla cultivation techniques have been passed down through generations. The delicate orchid flowers must be hand-pollinated within hours of blooming, a painstaking process that explains why real vanilla commands such high prices. Local guide Waka leads hikes along ancient footpaths connecting the cliffs to hidden beaches below. My grandfather showed me these paths, he explains, gesturing toward barely visible trails winding down the limestone face. And his grandfather showed him. Some knowledge doesn't come from books or the internet, it lives in the land and the people who belong to it. For travelers seeking to understand Kanak culture more deeply, stay in a traditional case, hut, accommodation in Luangoni village. The community-run lodging supports local families directly, and meals feature local specialties like bunya, a traditional dish of yams, sweet potatoes, and fish wrapped in banana leaves and cooked in earth ovens. From the cliffs at sunset, watch flying foxes, massive fruit bats with wingspans reaching 1 meter, emerge from their daytime roosts to begin feeding. Their silhouettes against the darkening sky create a primeval scene unchanged for thousands of years. How often do you get to sleep in a home built using thousand-year-old techniques, beneath stars undimmed by light pollution, while waves crash against cliffs that have stood since before human memory began? On Lifou, this isn't a special experience. It's simply life, as it has always been. Maré Island's Yejele Beach. Some beaches feel as though they've been designed by an artist obsessed with perfection. Yejele Beach on Maré Island curves in a precise half-moon of blindingly white sand, framed by ancient banyan trees and volcanic rocks that provide natural shade at the periphery. The water clarity here defies belief. Visibility regularly exceeds 30 meters, allowing you to spot fish and rays from shore. Float on your back, and you might experience momentary disorientation suspended between the deep blue sky and the paler blue water. It becomes difficult to determine where one ends and the other begins. Unlike other white sand beaches in the Pacific, Yejele's shore is composed of powdered limestone rather than coral, giving it a unique texture that actually squeaks beneath your feet with each step. The beach slopes gently for nearly 100 meters offshore, creating a natural swimming pool protected from strong currents by an outer reef. Our beach changes color throughout the day, explains local resident Waikata, who has lived his entire life on Maré. Early morning brings pale pastels, midday creates almost blinding white, and sunset turns everything golden. We have a saying that Yejele shows its full beauty only to those who spend a full day here. Just inland from the beach lies another marvel, the Pathoan cenote, a freshwater swimming hole formed in collapsed limestone. The locals consider it sacred, a place where the boundary between our world and the spirit world grows thin. Crystal clear freshwater filters through limestone, creating a swimming experience completely different from the nearby ocean. Maré receives far fewer visitors than Grande Terre, preserving its authentic character. In nearby villages, daily life revolves around fishing, farming, and ceremonies that have changed little in centuries. Churches built by 19th century missionaries stand alongside traditional meeting houses, reflecting the island's complex cultural evolution. The best approach to Yejele is to pack a picnic from the small market in Tadine village. Fresh papaya, coconut bread, and local cheeses make the perfect beach meal. Remember to take all trash with you when you leave. There are no facilities at the beach itself, and this pristine quality is exactly what makes it special. Elder Bula, whose family has lived on Maré for countless generations, expresses a sentiment shared by many islanders. The sea gives us life, but Yejele gives us joy. When was the last time a landscape moved you to pure, childlike happiness just by existing? Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through Caledonia. We hope you've been inspired by its diverse landscapes, rich heritage, and vibrant culture. If you enjoyed this adventure, be sure to subscribe for more explorations of the world's most extraordinary destinations.